ready for the show to begin?
Hey, let's go. Let's get it. It's almost showtime. Let's go. Let's get it. It's almost go time. Let's freaking go.
Yo. Oh, I got Luffy up in the house right now.
Hey,
Poppin' Luffy.
Gang.
All right. Well, for anybody who is interested, it is that time. And that would be the Bright Side Chronicles episode something. I don't even know.
46.
Already we got Jonathan Guzman 353 saying what's up. So shout out to you.
What up, JG?
But anyway, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Nana and I come on here to talk about the bright side of life. Because in a world where there's so much pervasive negative narratives being shared, we have found it to be our passion to share other people's stories about positivity, how they have cultivated joy that has helped them in all aspects of their life. And because I study vibrations and quantum physics, we know that staying in joy and staying in positivity actually magnetizes joy and attracts it to you, which ultimately makes it so you have a more joy-filled life all around. So that's why I'm here. Why are you here, Luffy?
Really, I just came to be the king of the pirates. But I guess this is one of the side missions. It's one of my side arcs where I talk about happiness and joy and free will, because that's what Luffy represents. So the character Luffy is funny. The reason I'm wearing a hat is because he's basically like, no, you're good. So basically he's just like a goofy, like nonchalant, no caring. He just has his like goal of wanting to be the pirate king, right? And so thus with him, he ends up finding a group of people that gravitate towards him, and he forms a crew called the Straw Hats, hence the hat. And so the Straw Hat Pirates are like different band of people that just come together because of Luffy's quest of trying to be the king of the pirates, and they shop or galvanize into the idea of him being the king of the pirates. So I figured Luffy made more sense because I'm just like galvanizing people to shop for happiness. So
galvanizing people to strive for happiness. But you also mentioned something that I love, which is free will. So talk to me about how free will for you plays a part in experiencing joy in your life, babes.
Free will is the definition of not giving a fuck about what anybody thinks. Like literally living your best life to the fullest gives you that free will to do that. And we all have free will, right? So like I could be like, babe, I want to go play basketball today. That's free will. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do, right? Luffy lives by that terminology of like, I'm going to go against this oppressive nature of whatever entity to make sure that people have free will to live their best life. And that's why I think I love Luffy's character so much, is because like he literally just doesn't care, and he does things and he loves meat, pause. But like, you know what I mean? Like he'll do stuff for me. That's wild. I don't eat meat like that. He likes meat. Like that's his thing. Like
the way I like your meat, or
hey yo,
I'm just saying, it's opening up that can of worms. Lord knows we can step down that rabbit hole and offend somebody, because that's typically what I do.
But like the free will part is like he just literally lives life on his own terms, and he's not like under anybody's expectation or who they think they want him to be as a person. He's just literally himself. So that's why I like the whole idea of him being the free will character that he is. But what's your definition of free will?
Well, free will is, in my opinion, authenticity, which authenticity, from what I've come to experience, is allowing the present moment to unfold without limiting yourself for fear of being judged for saying something inappropriate or dressing inappropriately or whatever. And you know, having studied and continuing to study quantum physics and the vibrations that human beings put out, authenticity is the most powerful energy out there. It's above unconditional love. And, you know, when they were measuring people to really understand energy and frequency, people would be telling stories and they'd be angry or they'd be sad, but they would still vibrate at a really high level. Energy reason why is they were being authentic in that experience. And I think that's important for people to understand too, is to honor your experiences. Now, that's not to ruminate on them or feel victimized by them,
Correct.
because that actually weakens you. But if you're experiencing something that came up and you're just speaking about unprocessed anger and stuff, that is authentic and that's free will. And that is a really powerful way of experiencing life, you know?
Oof. Okay, I see what you did there. That tying those two, ideas together, like I
Well,
vibe
the
with it.
other thing that, I wanted to talk, because we made a video yesterday, which is not unlike us. We put out wild, out of pocket stuff all the time.
We just live by free will.
We do live by free will, but my free will and your free will rubs against other people's idea of what's appropriate, right? And so what I encourage people to do is, as you start to do what feels right for you, it is going to rub other people the wrong way. And as long as you're not actively causing harm to people, right? You owe it to yourself to do what feels right for you. And for anybody who doesn't know, Nan and I put a video up yesterday about me trying to give him head and him not wanting it because he was busy looking for his
The One Piece.
And people took that, as him trying to humiliate me. Somebody called me a boy, and they're entitled to it. And here's the thing about it is you feel really, really good about yourself. That stuff doesn't bother you. You know that that's another person's perspective. They get to have it. It's not my job to make them right or wrong. But I owe it to myself to stay true to me. And I'm not going to not put out things that I find funny because somebody else might take it wrong.
I mean, truthfully, I thought the idea was hilarious because I was like, going back to Luffy the character, he has like no love interest. Like this dude is like, he doesn't care about anything like lovely, like love based, sex based, or whatever. He's not like, he's just a dude that's just trying to chase this goal of being or finding the One Piece and being the king of the pirates. That's all his goal, his end goal is. No distractions. So it was funny, like, to put those into consideration of like, like, babe's trying to do this and then whatever it is, and then so on and so forth. So I just thought it was a hilarious moment, in all honesty.
Well, I mean, the thing is you and me have a lot of fun all the time, and my job isn't to care what other people think about it. If they don't like it, then don't follow me and you, because at this point, in how much content you put out and I put out, like, if you don't know that stuff's coming down the pipeline, you clearly are not.
And the thing is, like, it's when we're together too, it's a sporadic idea, right? And I'm like, and I always pitch the idea, I'm like, yo, babe, what are your thoughts on this? And like, literally, you're like, that's funny as fuck. And I'm like, yes, that's all it's supposed to be. It's more just to bring that joy and happiness to, oh my gosh, look at the people popping in and say what up.
I know, like, we got Creepy Mommy 666. Hello and good evening. Kairos. And then do as thy will with harm to none. You're right, because Creepy Mama, the energy you send out has to come back to you. That's a universal law. So me and Nana being silly, we're not purposefully harming anybody. But if I don't know, do something inappropriate towards somebody that didn't, if I tried to do that to somebody that I didn't have permission to do that to, that
Consent
would
is
be
important.
causing harm, for sure.
Consent is important. And shout out to Kairos, by the way, too. She's cool as hell. Like, that's sis from like NY. So like, thank you so much. And I see you guys doing your thing, and I love that, like, you're doing your thing and just throwing it out there.
So it's Kairos says she be lurking. So we like that. You can lurk all the time.
But like, the thing is, like, I want people to just see that you can be just authentic with your person. Like, you know what I mean? The person that brings you the sense of happiness and joy. You can be yourself, and it's okay to have people see that. I think, in all honesty, a lot of couples probably do the same thing we do. It's just they might not broadcast it because they're not confident in what they are. And that's okay. Like, there's not anything judgment or anything.
Yeah, it's your comfort level.
Correct. And I mean, my platform is based off of, I can't even speak, authenticity. And so, like, I totally understand, like, the whole, like, you're going to get raunchy humor. You're going to get witty humor. You're going to get cosplay. You're going to get family life. We were at a concert on Monday, which was amazing, by the way. So, like, shout out to you for that, by the way, babe, for coming up with that idea of it too.
So I'm just trying to keep up on
You good? You good?
comments. So
You're good.
um, if you,
I love that Sis is on here. Sis, we got to get you on here one of these times because I know you be streaming, so I know that you have a lot of, ideas and things of that nature. But we're gonna have to get you on here. Let me know. Message me if you want me to send you a link. I would definitely love to have you on here. Kerri and I would appreciate it. And Creepy Mamas too. Like she's been doing her thing too. She's actually like literally one of the people that's a content creator at Rhode Island Anime, by the way.
well, okay, so I have to tell you, Creepy Mama, I have literally a naked woman tattooed on my arm with boobs, and I used to get stank face from all the moms when I picked up my kids at elementary school. And I'm like, not for nothing, your kids are gonna learn about breasts anyway, and it's a really cool tattoo. So if you don't like it, turn your kids' heads. Like I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't care. And
Yeah.
secondly, I actually love that your kids get to experience the mom fully expressed because it gives them permission to be fully expressed. Our
Mm-hmm.
daughters are so different than us. Both of them are vastly different than
Yeah.
Nana, myself,
Yeah.
or each other. But they're different because they feel safe to be themselves. They feel loved and nurtured and supported by what feels right for them rather than me conditioning them to have
Mm-hmm.
my style or whatever, because I give myself permission to do that first. And that is really, really important. So shout out to you because you're teaching your children what it's like to be empowered. And that, again, when you're thinking about it from an energetic standpoint, you're literally teaching them to be powerful, energetic beings, which makes an impact in the world.
It's so true. But let's see, what did Cairo say? So you get one skin suit, so decorate as you please, and you get one life, so live. Ooh, yo, bars. Like, hey, yo. I mean, that's the thing is like I literally try to let people know like, dude, what you see is what you're gonna get from me. Like, there's no like, it's just me being me. So whether I'm at work, whether I'm outside of work, at the gym. Like even today, I was at the gym and one of my friends, Nana, which is funny because we have the same name, we're shooting the stuff and we're just talking about just like life in general. And he's like, I took some time off. He's under the weather, and I was like, bro, that's okay. Like you took time for yourself, for your body to recover. I was like, I was in the same boat. And then I ran into Jay as well, our guy Jay. Shout out to Jay, by the way.
I
And
love
we were shooting this shit. It was just a beautiful, beautiful moment. Like it was beautiful. Like just like talking about just free will and just living your best life is a huge thing. But
Yo, Cairo, I yap a lot too. Trust me, Nana sometimes has to, fight me to get a word in
nah,
edgewise.
you're good. You're good. I
It
love it.
it in,
I
you know.
love it. So like,
And then
my entire platform is about growing up, not meaning. Ooh, no, we support that. What you mean?
again, like, so for anybody listening who doesn't know my background, I mean, I've studied neuroscience, quantum physics to heal from addiction and mental health. And the evidence is so profound at this point. It's like the new age, whatever. You hear it all over talking about casting
Yes.
spells. Words have power.
Yes.
And all that. And so all of that stuff that you're doing, Creepy Mama and Kairos and
Yo Mars, shout out sis. Damn, everybody's out here today. Good shit.
all of that is truly changing the collective consciousness. And right now we're in the golden era for anybody who wants me to go in a little bit. So we're coming out of this unconscious collective thinking, and I'm starting to see more and more people start to shed old patterns of thinking and paradigms. And as you start to see that, you witness people becoming more authentic to themselves, doing things that feel right for them outside of the good opinion of anybody else, because that is where your true power it lies, and whether you believe in energy as creation or a specific God, right? There's 9 billion people for a reason. We were never meant to be alike. We were never meant to conform. We were never meant to follow. We were meant to cast our own unique experience into this world. And the more we do that, the more powerful we actually are as a vibration.
I'm gonna go into this. So I read this quote today. It was random as heck. So it was like basically it said like there was this girl that was in kindergarten, and she asked her teacher to use the bathroom because she had to pee. The teacher said no, so the girl peed on herself, right? Which, the reason why I say that, and this is the most random thing, but it just showed to her that, like, she couldn't live by anybody else's standards. She just did what she wanted to.
Yeah.
So, like, I was like, yo, that's the realest I heard all day. I was
But
like,
you know, the thing is so here's it's so funny because I
and then
was
the
just
lady had to
having
explain to her mom why she peed on herself, and then the mom was proud of her daughter. She's like, you did
good.
what you wanted to. And I was like, that's real shit. That's the stuff that, like, people have to instill in their kids to be like, hey, like, you know, you don't have to abide by people's expectations. Yeah, I get it. There's policies and regulations, but sometimes those policies and regulations go against you for the most part. You know what I mean? If it's
100%. Our girls, right? They missed school at the beginning of the week because they were at a concert. And to me, experiencing joy, right, is super
yep,
important. And
yep,
the school looks down upon that. I'm like, you owe them no explanation. And if they take issue with it, they can call me. Like,
correct,
you know what I mean? So
correct.
it is honoring yourself. And again, going back to, I think it was Creepy Mama, but as long as you're doing no harm to another person. But a lot of the institutionalized rules and stuff, it's meant to like control and
Yep.
not really inherently in the best for people as individuals. And so I tell my girls, if it doesn't honor you, don't listen to it.
Don't listen
Now
to it.
I do want to add a caveat, right?
Go ahead.
So
What's
I
the
swear
caveat?
like a trucker, and I told my kids years
Fuck that
ago,
shit.
if you swear in school, I'm not going to get mad. But because you're at a school, you may suffer the consequence. If you can live with that consequence, mama got your back. But if you don't want to deal with that consequence, being part of that society and that community, understand that you have to make that choice and do what feels right for you. I'm never going to tell you not to swear. I'm a hypocrite if I do. But understand that there are repercussions. And that also goes to a conversation I was having with one of our favorite people in the world that I won't say who, but
What?
earlier, well, we were talking about, you know, how some people make assumptions about them because they don't tolerate bullshit, right? And I said the reality is when you honor yourself, when you feel good about yourself,
Yeah.
that's an energy that feels very, very unsafe for people who don't feel confident in
It's true.
themselves
It's
because
true.
it challenges, it makes them feel ugh. And so if you find that as you're stepping into what brings you joy, that you're doing things that feel good for you, that people are starting to like challenge you or you feel rejected, rather than looking at that as a bad thing, celebrate it, because the more you're rejected, the more you attract the people who are meant for you. And instead of settling because you want to feel included, you don't want to feel included when you
Yeah.
can't be true to yourself.
That's, oh my gosh. No, I mean, you're dropping a whole bunch of knowledge, and I think that's the thing that I love about even like this platform or even with social media, is that we exude a sense of courage in people to do things that they probably don't do on the regular. You know what I mean? Like, I've had people come up to me and they're like, yo, like, I'm gonna start doing gender bend cosplays, right? Which is basically gender bend. I probably told you numerous times, but gender
Yeah.
bend is dressing up as a character that is predominantly of a different sex. So let's say I dress up as Dora the Explorer. Obviously, Dora the Explorer is portrayed as a female little kid, and so me being a male buff dude doesn't make sense. That's a gender bend, right? I'm doing that character because I just want to express the character in a different viewpoint. So like, I've had friends, even like my friend Alejandro, bro, he dressed up in like something that was uncomfortable for him, but he felt confident because he was with me. You know what I mean? We dressed up as Tigger and Winnie the Pooh. Doesn't make any sense. It's not anime or, but it's a cartoon character. Or even Connor, my really good friend of mine, dressing up as Buttercup from Powerpuff Girls. You know, a couple years back, he probably may not have worn that. I'm not saying anything to, you know, badmouth Connor, but it just maybe might not had the ideology to be like, let me put this on. But like, people see me wearing like a Sailor Moon outfit or like a, you know, I don't know, what other gender bends have I done? There's so many of them, I even forget. But like
Kung Fu
Chun Li,
chick. Yeah.
Chun Li, yeah, Kung Fu chick. But like, you know what I mean? Like, it gives people permission to be like, oh, like I can do that. I'm like, yeah, why not? Who cares? Like,
You
why
know,
does that matter?
nerding out because having studied so much scripture, right?
Yeah.
and all different theologies. They talk about as you shine your light brighter, you start to give other people permission to shine their light just by you embodying it, which is why I always encourage people, you don't have to, try to change people you love. You don't have to force your beliefs on other people. How you live will either give them permission to live that way or
Correct.
they won't like you because
Correct.
it just feels so uncomfortable and
Yeah.
and it challenges their sense of security. And that's ultimately what it is, like conformity and conditioning and fitting in with what our parents told us we had to do, what society says, is this illusion that if you do so, you're secure. And that's the biggest illusion that there is, because I mean, COVID showed it. The war over in the Middle East that just cracked open a week after I flew back from UAE showed it. Like, nothing is secure. So how can you experience the fullness of this moment?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to play safe and be accepted, because at the end of the day, even you actually are misaligned with your soul if you don't honor what feels right for you. And then you suffer immensely. And then you wonder why we watch pervasive addiction. We watch, America has so many people on mental health drugs at this point.
It's
literally, we're feeding the masses just to numb out instead of challenging what they've been taught about how to live life.
Yeah. And I mean, so I had a really great conversation with one of my customers today, actually. So this is perfect example, right? This is a younger woman, came in yesterday, literally wanted to sit in the car that she was looking at, and then left, like bizarrely left. I was confused talking to Justin. I was like, I don't know, did I do something wrong? Like, just trying to figure it out. And 30 minutes later, she texted me, was like, hey, I want to come in the morning, come buy the car or take a look at numbers and stuff like that. So she comes in the morning, and I see her and her mom, and I'm just like, just doing my regular thing. I'm like, hey, just wanted to let you know this car comes with this, that. And it was so nice. Her mom was like you could tell she was happy that her daughter had ran into me and Justin, because she was like, the experiences that she's had in the past were like more dealing with like sleazy kind of like people that don't sell your car and yada yada yada. And I'm like, I told her straight off the bat, I'm like, you don't gotta buy this car if you don't feel confident in it. Like, and she was like, nobody said that to me. And I'm like, why haven't they said that to you? And my thought process, go ahead, what did you say, babe?
No, you're 100%. Why haven't they said that to her?
Yep. And I was like, my thought process is like, I want to have you buy a vehicle because you want the vehicle. I don't want you to feel like you're desperate enough that like I need a sale or whatever. And I told the mom straight up, I was like, truthfully, like if you guys buy the car, I'm beyond grateful for it. And if you don't, I really appreciate you guys coming in. And that was the thing that the mom, like after the whole transaction, her mom was just like, this was like the best like car buying experience. And this is not even to promote quote unquote whatever I do. It felt nice to hear that from a different viewpoint, because so many times I hear the other narrative of like, oh man, I don't like car buying, da 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 da. And then the daughter was just so grateful, and it's her first car. And I was just like, yo, like this is cool. Like I get to keep repainting these ideologies of what car buying should be or what customer service. And we talked about me working at Walmart, and I was like, Walmart let me know how many different people there are in this world. Like you go from like having like somebody pissed off because they bought the wrong thing and you're just trying to return it, and they're coming at you because they're just frustrated, to like some of the like nicest people that you meet in the world. So like it's different variances, right? And I was telling them, I was like, Walmart instilled that customer service in me to make sure that I'm okay to like handle different situations with customers and things of that nature. So like it was really nice to hear that, and I just was like, do me a huge favor, just leave a Google review. That's all I ask. Like I don't, I just want to make sure everything goes straight to your daughter. And like her daughter's 24, just out of college, just trying to get a car that's more reliable than the car that she got from her dad and stuff like that. And I was like, this is the cool shit that I get to like be a part of, and I get to change the narrative of that too,
Well, that's the other thing. You and I are very similar in that even the individuals I work with, never want anybody to believe me at all. But I encourage
gotta-
people to give their brain permission to suspend what they think they know, because the minute you decide you know something to be true, you close off your brain any other information. But if we live in an unlimited, which we do, even science like continues to prove like there's unseen forces. If we live in a limitless universe, then the reality is beliefs inherently are limits within themselves, right? And so if you can suspend what you think you know and just give yourself permission to have new experiences, you will.
Correct.
Proof is in the pudding.
Correct.
It's just most people are more comfortable with what they know and staying in their familiar experiences that they won't challenge themselves.
Yeah.
All.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but understand that we have infinite potential. We can create unexpected abundance and opportunities at any time.
Yes.
But you have to train your brain to be able to do that for you. And that's what I do for people. And I always encourage them, don't believe me, just to have the experience and then you tell me. And I, like you, often get people providing me with feedback saying, wow, I had that experience relatively quickly. And that's the other thing, guys. I will continue to say, joy and play and honoring yourself is the quickest way to heal from mental health issues and addiction. Because we're led to believe I have to sit on a couch and dredge up all the times that my parents did this. And that's not true. You can heal real time if you're triggered. But if you're focused on every fucking thing that never went right for you or how hard it is to achieve the thing you're looking to achieve or whatever, you're lowering your energy. You feel like shit. And then what are you attracting to yourself? More shit. But if you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go play with bubbles with my nephew today. And then, I'm going to hang out, make stupid videos with my boyfriend and hang out with my daughters. And then, wow, all of a sudden I get a random client from word of mouth and I don't have to figure out how to build my business or I don't have to figure out how to feel better.
It's true.
That literally is how you attract the life you want.
It's so true. There's so many different moments in life that I think about it and I'm like, I literally feel like the universe keeps putting me in these amazing moments. I mean, perfect example, right, babe? Like, and I harbor upon this because I want to keep showing people that you can manifest a lot of stuff, right? So like,
it still blows my mind that people don't believe in manifesting and that they manifested their current life, but
and the thing is, we get to showcase it to people, right? So like, remember how like last year I've been like on this journey of just being invited to cons, right?
Yeah.
So I'm at New York Comic Con, just hanging out with a whole bunch of friends of mine, shooting stuff. Met my friend Rod, who does mixed life photography or mixed life photos. I apologize. And so basically, he took a picture of me in the Winnie the Pooh outfit. We're just shooting the stuff. Took a couple pictures also of me with my Waldo and my Abby from K-pop Demon Hunters. And we just shooting the stuff. And he's like, yo, like, I'm thinking about maybe getting you out to CradleCon next year. And it was like a brief little like conversation. I said, just keep me in the loop, let me know, whatever it is. Didn't even think about it. And then he reached out to me later on in the year. He's like, we can kind of figure something out to get you and Kerri out there. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. Like, and so like, this is a conversation that I had in November, because New York Comic Con is in October. So that manifested to getting a cosplay guest spot at CradleCon, which I've never been to, but it makes me that much more excited because it's a new opportunity, right? It's in a aviation museum. I don't like flying, but I'm pulling up to that bitch. Like, we flying down there as in we driving down there to get there and just enjoy the company. And there's a great list of like cosplayers to photographers to vendors. And I mean, you being there, you know, it's going to be awesome. You get to meet more of my friends and people that I hold in high value. And I think it's just so cool that like that opportunity came from just having a conversation, just shooting the stuff, literally shooting the stuff because it's taking pictures. But
let's
like,
talk about taking advantage of opportunities and how wild the universe is, because that's the other thing is we're all presented with unique opportunities all the time. And I know for myself,
Yeah.
when I didn't have as much confidence or, I didn't feel really great about myself, opportunities presented themselves to me, but I wouldn't take advantage of them. I'd make up some reason why I couldn't do it or whatever. And so I really prevented myself from opening new doors, right? And so part of living a joy-filled life is truly allowing yourself to try new things that you might at one point say, no, I could never do that, but truly letting yourself have those experiences or taking advantage of an opportunity that unfolds for you is how you experience more joy, because it opens up new pathways that you might not have considered before.
Correct. So I want to touch on joy for a second again, right? Since we're on that topic. Explain the amount of joy that you had going to check out Florence and the Machine on Monday. Like, tell the audience, because I feel like they need to know. And I could see how happy you were in that moment, even though you were 2 kids away from us because you were on the other side. But like,
Which actually worked out because I got to experience the concert kind of by myself.
yes,
and I loved it.
Yes. And it was so cool to see like the little ones like enjoying the moment, because I caught a couple moments of like you guys just like vibing, and I'm like, this is cool. This is what family stuff is about.
Well, so for me, a couple things. One, I manifested Florence and the Machine because I will never forget when I saw her perform on TV with Bill, and I looked at him and I said to him, I was like, I am going to see her one day. And then sure enough, so we got pit tickets. So like we were up in the front of the stage because, I'm bougie and I got to see my peoples. But yeah, it's indescribable, the joy, because just a lot of her songs helped carry me through trying times in my life. So that was one thing. The other thing is the performance itself.
Oh my gosh.
Her vocal range is just out of this world. Her ability to harmonize and is just outrageous.
Yeah.
And then I think ultimately what brought me the most joy was to see what a genuinely beautiful soul she was, to watch her individually connect with her audience and truly like be vulnerable, even talking about how she was nervous talking and that her singing's her superpower. It was exceptional and I have no regrets.
I mean, truthfully, my thing was like, it was theatrical, it was whimsical. I know, you know what I love also watching was people had their own unique style. Like we got to see so many like just almost like a fairy tale like esque outfits.
Yep.
And like just seeing people come together of different genders, ethnicities, to sexes, things of that nature. Like it was a beautiful moment because like people made time out of the schedule. I mean, the concert was supposed to be on Sunday, which we could have been like pouting, like, oh damn, like this concert got moved. It got moved to Monday because shout out to the Celtics for being in the playoffs. But like it was awesome because she even reached out to the fans. It was like, yo, thank you guys so much for shifting your schedule and moving it to Monday to still be able to attend a concert. And it was packed. Like that thing filled up literally like as the show, like when it was beginning, the open performance, it was like Sophia Estella, that was her name, was performing. And I look up, I'm like, yo, this thing is packed. Like it was crazy to see how many people came out to just show love. And you could tell she was so appreciative. It felt like the Linkin Park concert.
Yes.
And how Mike Shinoda walked, even when she walked through the crowd and gave that guy a hug, I was like, oh my gosh. And I know that he was waiting like all day for that.
Oh my God. Like, you saw, I mean, to see some of those individuals, they were losing their mind.
And like tears
touched by God. Yeah, for sure.
Tears of like happiness and just jubilation. You can tell like if somebody was going through some stuff in that moment, it was just out of, just pure love and joy. And I mean, speaking about, even with myself, right? I found news that one of my coworkers passed away. Rich Thomas passed away from a heart attack. And that was in the morning. I didn't even know about that until literally like I got into a morning meeting. So I'm like, dang, I gotta go to a concert tonight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do I, and going to a concert, you could probably feel my energy was definitely a little like, just
yeah,
somber.
You were doing what you needed to do.
Yeah, I was grieving in a sense. And so like a song comes on, which is called Cosmic Love, which I hadn't even heard that song until the concert. No bull. So like, Florence starts performing it, and just memories and tears started flowing out of my eyes. I just started crying in the middle of like the pit area. And I don't know you guys, I don't think you guys noticed it, but like I was just like, just kept on thinking about just like, man, like life is one of those things where I have to really, really live in the moment. And that's what I was thinking in that moment. I was like, this is like letting go of like just the sadness that I was going through the whole day, and just being able to be in joy and happiness in that moment. And it felt good. It was a release of just emotions. And I didn't feel any shame. Like, the whole narrative of, oh, you're a buff person, you can't cry, or you're male, or whatever. I'm like, I don't care, dude. I'm wearing a Winnie the Pooh outfit. Why would I even care? Like, Winnie the Pooh with
Okay,
tears.
let's talk about that, because I was talking to your amazing brother Armani earlier, and he said to me, he's like, I never see my brother down. And I'm like, no, he feels his feelings,
I
but
do.
he's not consumed by them. So can you kind of let the listening audience know like your experience with feeling emotion, but not letting that experience or emotion control how you enjoy life?
Yeah, I mean, perfect example, right? That day when we found out about the news, I was just sitting in the conference room with other coworkers, and I just sat there and I just was like, I got teary eyed and just bawled out. But what I did is I ended up calling you right after that meeting. I was like, there's one person I need to call. And I was like, I gotta call Babe, I gotta let her know. Just so, and then, you just showed up, gave me a hug, and that's all I could have needed in that moment. Even Deb, my customer, showed up, and I told her the same thing. I was like, how do y'all just show up? And that's the universe just literally just letting me know that I'm gonna be fine, despite hearing some negative news, which wasn't what I was hoping to hear. But it just let me know that like it's part of life. It's the hard reality of that we have the now to live in, and at the end of the day, like I can't control what happens 20 minutes from now, what happens in the past. Like I can just live in the present. So that's the thing, is like resetting myself. And then I just was like, you know what? I have to live for the people that are around me, that are in the moment with, you know. So that's my thing. But what about
But
how do you?
I do want to touch upon the importance of feeling your emotions, because emotions are just an energy expression. And if you don't feel them, it traps in your body, and it will manifest in physical illnesses or mental health illnesses, anxiety, depression, cancers, autoimmune diseases. And science is now starting to provide quantifiable evidence to prove the importance of feeling. So
Yeah.
part of living a joy-filled life is actually allowing yourself to feel your feelings so you can transcend them. But if you don't feel them, you suffocate them and trap them in your body. And then that becomes compounding, because the more experiences you've had that you don't feel your feelings, it compounds and compounds and compounds. And then it
Snowball
turns
effect.
into illness, right?
Yeah.
And so that's really, really, really important. And then in terms of me,
Yeah.
I mean, I speak my truth, one. Like I was born with a chakra. Like I'm gonna just
Oh,
speak.
we like that throat chakra.
Yeah, I know you like that throat chakra.
Hey, yo, relax.
That's for damn sure. No, but you know, it really, I am very comfortable crying. I'm very comfortable feeling anger. I'm very comfortable speaking my truth, because I know that the more I honor it, the quicker I transcend it, and I come back to joy, and I come back to that state of peace and whatever. And to your point, and you and I have talked about this many times, I have no regrets. Life is short, and I don't have one regret. I've said everything I've ever needed to say to the people
Correct.
I love. I've forgiven myself and everybody else for the experiences I've had that may have caused me and other people harm.
Yeah.
And now I'm just here to experience jubilation and know that because I give myself that permission, I attract that. And that goes back to right after the Florence concert. We showed up
Oh my gosh.
late to a
Yep.
restaurant. They had
Yep.
already called last call for food.
Tavern in the
We
Square.
got the most amazing waiter named
E. Shout out to E, which is a bit funny because Tavern the Square. Remember the sign was like it said
Yes,
Tavern
E.
and it had just
Yeah.
the E. Shout out to
But
Billy
no,
for picking that up.
that's the thing is, like, he
It
was
was a
just
sign.
super friendly. He didn't seem irritated that we came in, and that always, all those moments always reinforced to me the energy that I send out is beautiful because it always comes back to me. And I'm going to tell you a story I haven't gotten to tell you.
Me?
Yes. So you know
Okay.
how I went to the doctor? I told you I had to go to the doctor because I
Yeah.
had
Yeah, the
so
little
yo, the universe is hilarious. So they stick me with some random doctor I've never had. And I had a book that Yanko let me borrow on Kundalini energy that I was reading. So the doctor he walks in, he's like, "What are you reading?" Literally, he didn't even look at my face. Like, we spent the 15 minutes talking about Christ
No.
consciousness and high vibrations and
No way.
so I'm laughing. I'm like, and so I had to laugh. I'm like, this is why the universe sent me here, just to connect with this individual. It has nothing to do with my health. But like that's
Yo.
what I call spiritual sight.
And what did they say? What was the outcome of like what was?
Dave, that's a whole nother story. I'll tell you later.
I'm scared. Nah, like,
No, it's hilarious.
okay.
It's let's just say it was hilarious. That's
I was
all.
gonna text you about it too. I was like, damn, baby didn't tell me an appointment, but I mean, I'll get
it
to
was
it.
so funny you can't make it up. I had to tell you. But
Oh my-
anyway,
yeah. No, that
yeah, so that's the thing is, life is meant to be experienced with joy. And so many people struggle even today to give themselves permission to have that joy.
correct. Which, I mean, I was talking to one of my friends, right? You know, like how like sometimes like families have different expectations of who they want you to be and things of that nature. And I'm like, you can't live by that, yo. Like,
Nope.
I know that my mom has a version of me that I probably don't have in myself, right?
Yeah.
In a dream world, my mom has a version of me being a doctor, engineer, or an accountant. I am not any of those things, and I'm okay with that. But some people are under that pressure to please or appease parents, and I'm like, dude, like, why put that pressure on you? Like, just have the discussion with your parents. Like, yo, look, I'm not the person that you guys want me
Because
to be.
the reality is that some parents, some families will reject you. I've worked with people who come from religious ideologies and different like cultures where if you don't adhere to your parents' belief systems, then you're disrespectful and you can't be part of the family. So I get that. I really do, guys. But I would also encourage you, as hard as it is, allow yourself to separate from your family and attract what feels right for you. In the Buddhist culture, they'll say you're born with one family and you die with another.
Yep.
We were never meant to stay connected to our blood family like that. We were meant to grow and expand. And in fact, if you believe in reincarnation, which I do, the people that are in our family, we have reincarnated with to learn lessons. Once you've learned that lesson, it's not that you don't love them, but you no longer have to do the dance of life with them the way you once had.
Yep. I mean, that's the thing is like we really do build our own family, right? So like
100%.
You can pick who you want. It's almost like an NBA draft, right? Like you pick like your top 5 starting lineup, and then you start gathering people, and that relates back to Luffy. Dude was just by himself, and then he started gathering people around him, and now he has allies and friends that he can reach out to if need be for certain things. And it's like it's cool because he is literally embodying the idea of like what bring people together and what you can be if you. Because
I call you the Pied Piper of cons. Like you literally attract all of the unique. I don't know. They're either outside or upstairs. Yep. You don't have to be sorry.
Who was that?
Julie's having a fire. I'm pretty sure that's Jaden, but like she has so many friends that I meet.
I know.
At this point,
she's about to be the Pod Piper as well. She about to be the Pod Piper as well.
Oh, she is the Pied Piper of the senior class of Turtle Rock Memorial High, which I love. So,
Wild.
you know what? Let's touch upon that topic because I think it speaks to joy. You know, Julia and Billy, we're pretty easygoing parents, so they have the ability to go out and do things that feel right for them, and yet both of them bring their friends here. And that speaks to
Mm,
the fact that it's a safe place for them to be themselves. If they don't have to perform or they're not worried about us coming at their neck over whatever, who they have
mm.
over the house, blah, blah, blah. That's a safe space for them. And I really take a lot of pride in cultivating that for the girls because I didn't have that, and that was one thing that was so important to me, that they
Yeah.
had a place where they could feel comfortable being themselves and bringing their friends who felt comfortable to be themselves to the house and feel safe.
That's the thing is like growing up, I don't think I had that, babe.
Yeah.
And it was just a different narrative, right? Like I didn't go to sleepovers. That was like in the Ghanaian household, you like no, it's like the whole ideology of we have McDonald's at home and it's like French fries. That's like you're not getting McDonald's. You already have McDonald's at home. Let's go make some French fries and call it a day. So like I wasn't doing like the sleepovers at friends' houses, which I understood to a certain extent, but I was like that took away the element of like how to socialize with other, people your age. Like that's what sleepovers were. It was more like you're hanging out with your peers. And I get it. Like some parents just close to family, but like it took away that element. But I think that's why years later I felt more inclined. It's even the same thing with like hugs, right? Like I grew up in a Stoic household. Mom wasn't really like the hugging type. Just never really just was like the hugging type. But I've hugged her a couple of times and I know it felt uncomfortable for her. But there were certain situations, right? There was like a death in the family. I had to console my mom. That's my mom. You know what I mean? Or like if she was heading out to go to Ghana for a couple months, it's my mom. I'm still gonna miss her regardless of whatever relationship we have. Like that's my mom because I feel like I have a bond with her. And we may not be like, the closest of bonds, but like I value her enough that I can take a selfie with her. I can grab a hug from her if I need to. But that years ago I wouldn't have been able to do that because we just weren't at that level.
Yeah.
We would butt heads because I'm a strong personality. Like I really
No,
am.
you? No.
It's that free will again. It's that free will. But like, what I mean? I'm a strong personality, so I tend to like go against the grain when it comes to her ideologies just because like I'm like, this doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't make sense to me. Why does it makes but I think she's understanding and she's noticing that I am my own person and she understands certain things I do now compared to when I did it when I was younger. In a younger time frame, she might have looked at it as rebellious because I'm just like, oh, you don't know anything because I'm the adult. But like I'm an adult now. So like I guess I'm not rebellious anymore. I'm just myself,
Well, it's interesting you bring up the hugging thing because I didn't grow up that way either. And I knew I
Mm.
had to challenge that belief because, well, one, there's just evidence that says hugging an individual is super good for the heart, for
And your immune system. Yep.
for all different things.
Yep.
And two, I didn't grow up feeling loved. So it was super important that our girls got hugged all the time. And so, hugging and affection is a huge part of my love language and, what brings me joy because it's just physical touch, like whether I'm hugging my daughter or, just cuddling with you. It just brings me a sense of joy that I appreciate and makes me happy. I don't know.
Yeah, I get you. But hold on, let me grab some water. I'm fucking thirsty.
Oh, I'm so thirsty. Well, what else you got? Because I say we can call it. Did you go? We can call it at 7:50 so I can go get foods and potentially make a s'more because that will make me happy.
I feel you on that. I'm in the same boat too. I need to go eat because I've just been going all day. But like, no, this is therapeutic. Like I really do look forward to these.
Yeah,
Bright
and
Side
shout out
Chronicles.
to all the people who were commenting. I lost Instagram at some point, so if y'all commenting, sorry about that.
Dang.
The tech is real, but we got next week. We got Lindsay Height.
Shout out to Lindsay.
Yeah, until next week. I love y'all.
Do you want to leave a message or anything, babe?
my message is live in this moment because tomorrow's not promised.
Mm,
Owe yourself
mm,
this.
mm. I mean, free will is a beautiful thing if you use it to the best of your abilities and you appreciate every opportunity that is given to you. That would be
Gratitude
wise
and free
words.
will is what I'm hearing you say.
Oh, I'm grateful.
I am too. Mwah.
All right.